Hi everybody. So I done made me some little tuna here. This is my lunch. The rest of my V8, 2 strawberries, some crackers, some tuna with a little bit of ranch dressing, tablespoon of ranch dressing with some Lowry seasoning salt. So this is my lunch, y'all. Notice how small it is. Okay, y'all. So this is lunch video. Where my lunch heads out eating later. Okay, yeah, rest of my V8. Some crackers, tuna. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 crackers. I think I could have at least 12 and I won't be over it. But we're gonna talk about this video topic. Americans are passively united in ruining America, ruining American social life and shortening life expectancy. People are passively united in it and don't even know that they are. And I didn't even realize I was involved until recently. Some people are passively involved with ruining the American, um, the healthy ways we used to socialize and expanding life. A lot of people are ruining it and don't even know that they are. So I want to get into a discussion about this. I'm gonna put this video. I'm gonna put this down here, dark screen, while I eat. Sorry about the smacking, but I know some of y'all like the sound of smacking. Okay, so I'm having this right now. Um, the thing is, we all got excited when we got on the internet, when we got these apps, but we didn't realize that we would be signing up to passively participate in ruining America. We didn't realize that we were going to be doing that. I think that we are abusing our freedom of speech. We're abusing it. We are taking advantage of the fact that we can treat this cell phone and social apps as a substitute for a real person. Okay? And realizing that you're not nourished and fed energetically because that person is not in front of you and you don't even know these people on these apps. You don't know them personally. So you haven't built up a good relationship with them. So it's not real. Okay? A lot of this socializing on these apps is fantasy. It's fantasy land. And it's ruining America because people don't have to work on character. They don't have to work on personality, social skills. They could just be any way they want to be because they're using the app instead of talking offline. Everywhere I go, nobody's talking really. And if you talk, people think you're crazy for talking in person. If you like to talk to people in person, people will look at you like you have a problem. But that's just how far gone Americans are with being on these apps. And they don't even know that when you're doing all your social life and connections, when you're doing all your social life and connections online, you it doesn't challenge your personality. You're not really held accountable for any of your toxic traits, personality toxic traits. You're not really held accountable for any social boundaries that you're crossing. Even when you're texting people, you could cross people's boundaries in a text and they could say something back and you could just ignore it. I think that the cell phone world and the apps are making Americans narcissistic. in ways they don't even know they can be narcissistic. And it's ruining the social world. I notice when I talk to people offline, other people around me will suddenly like they're setting up their boundaries. And I'm like, why are y'all setting up y'all boundaries when I'm not being toxic? Like, why are y'all going into protecting y'all energy from somebody who's just talking to somebody in a healthy way? I think it's just ridiculous, you know. And people are passively ruining the American life, and they don't even care if they are, through um, all this. I stick with my own. I only talk to people my age, or only talk to people my own gender, or I prefer to talk online rather than offline, and I don't want to shop offline. I'll shop online. I'm protecting my energy. All this other, all that is getting like you're ruining America because you're setting a bad example for other people. People mirror people. So if you're in that energy, somebody around you, they're going to get in that energy, and then next you know, everybody around you is in that energy, and then it's like, you know, the toxic, self-absorbed mindset is just spreading it's spreading. People are using excuses and saying, "Oh no, I'm just protecting my energy." What? How you know somebody ain't protecting their energy from you? See, it's just getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, y'all. People are expecting perfection, perfect people, yet they're not perfect, and it's ruining America. I want to go back to a time when everybody was allowed to be imperfect, and everybody wasn't pointing fingers at the next person and saying you're not perfect, I am. I want to go back to a time when we weren't doing that, where people are becoming too nitpicky over each other's personality. People are getting too comfortable with assigning themselves roles in the life of strangers. I have complete strangers acting like my mommy. I have people who don't even be my friend, who don't even build a friendship with me, and they're trying to just walk. They're trying to talk to me and on the phone or online, trying to be my parent. And it's like that is so wild that people feel like nowadays they don't even gotta get to know you well and online or in these text messages, and they already signed up to be your parent. If you ever notice that the way people talk now, even over the phone, it's like they don't even realize that they're trying to dominate conversations. People are so used to being able to conquer conversations online that when they talk to people offline, they don't want to share. They don't want to validate each other's input. Americans have become so self-absorbed of what they have to say online that when you talk to them offline, they don't really even listen to you. You say something and they just thinking about how they can make it better, what you said. Or how they can improve on it, or how they can one up or one down it. And it's like, wow. Or devalue what you say. It's like, it's because people are so much in our energy online that it's literally spilling into the conversations offline now. I mean, you used to be able to say you voted for this person without somebody saying, well, that person was this and that and this and this and that and that. You used to be able to tell people who you voted for, and people would be like, oh, okay, why did you vote for them? And then you say why. But now, if you talk to people and say who you voted for, people say, ooh, why did you vote for them? They'll try to tell you something negative about it because that's not who they voted for. See, that's toxic. That's toxic to me. You go to share your life with people now, and they take it as a time to school you and be your therapist, even though you didn't ask them to. All you did was ask for an emotional connection. All you did was ask them to say, I hope everything works out for you, and validate your story and hear what you got to say about your own story. People aren't doing that. People are like, oh, I need to be your teacher now that you shared your life. It's getting really toxic, y'all. It's almost like now people say if you do share your personal business with people, people take it like you're asking them to educate you. You're asking them to criticize you. You're asking them to lead you. And it's like, that's narcissistic, because just because I tell you my personal business don't mean I need you as my guide. I'm a person that you can share your personal business with, and I'll be like, wow, I know that was hard. I'll validate your emotions about towards it. I'll ask you, like, how did you handle it? What did you do? How did you get through it? I'll ask you questions about it. I'm not going to just jump in and say, well, this is what you needed to do. You needed to not deal with them. You needed to cut them off. Let me tell you how you deal with that person. I don't flip into that energy. But it's like people are in that energy on the internet, so that's why they're now in that energy offline. People think friendship is telling each other what to do all the time. Because that's what they're doing online, telling strangers what to do. Okay? I like to wait for people to ask me what they think and for advice before I give it. But nowadays, people are way too comfortable with giving unsolicited advice. And the reason why is because they have learned no self-control over their freedom of speech. They're literally abusing their freedom of speech rights. They can do it so easily online, so they don't care about doing it offline now. And if you tell somebody, oh, I didn't ask you to teach me, I didn't ask you to guide me, I didn't ask for your opinion, they'll say, oh, you're the narcissist. They'll say you're the narcissist, and they'll say that you're sensitive. It's just like, wow, y'all. You can't even have your life choices public. Somebody has something to say. If you eat tuna out of can, oh, why are you eating tuna out of can? Are you broke? You can't afford to eat tuna? Fresh tuna. It's like so wild that we are in a world where Americans are addicted to publicizing their opinions. Literally addicted to showing their disapproval of other people's choices. As if they are God. I used to see people walk down the street and smoke blunts, and I never had nothing to say. I still don't. But nowadays, if you do that, people will be like, ew, that's from your weed head. Ew, drugs are bad for you. Yeah, it's just it's wild that everybody has an opinion, but nobody wants to hear anyone's opinions. But everyone has them now. It's just like, wow. If you're obese, eating around people think that they have to give you dieting advice. Instead of just like having a good time. Americans don't know how to have a good time no more. They don't know how to just have fun. The Americans are passively united in ruining America through putting their ego first before having fun. They'd rather cater to their intellect and their ego rather than just have some fun. I don't mean no harm, but going to the bar now is like the new escape from toxic America. I find that America is more toxic outside the bars now. The bars are less toxic. You go to the bars, you go to the karaoke bars, everybody's laughing, having a good time, drinking, complimenting each other, doing karaoke. But you sit outside and around a bunch of people somewhere outside of the bar, and it starts to become an intellectual competition, a political competition, a gender competition, gender war, sexual preference war, all of that. None of that goes on in the bars now. None of that. I find if you want to escape passive, toxic America, literally go to karaoke night. Like literally go to your local dance club. That's like the getaway now. The music is playing, so you really can't hear nobody's mouth. People are singing. There's people on YouTube saying, I don't go to karaoke in bars, the music's too loud. It's because you want to run your mouth. You want to run your mouth about stuff nobody wants to hear. When people go to karaoke and when people go to nightclubs, they're looking for a mini vacation. They're not looking to hear your opinion about Trump or Kamala. They're not looking for your opinion about transgender versus heterosexual people. They don't care about that in those bars. They just want to drink their drinks, laugh, get compliments, compliment somebody, and sing and have a good time. A lot of people stay saying the bars is low vibrational, but I'm finding these streets far more low vibrational. I'm finding these apps way more low vibrational than a karaoke bar. Raw. Tuna time. Tuna. People say, oh, the devil be in bars. Let me tell you something. If the devil be in karaoke bars and all that so much, how come there's way more wars going online than there is in the bars? There's way more disrespect and evil and battles going on YouTube than in a karaoke bar. There's way more. I go to karaoke bars. White people talk to black people talk to white people. Everybody get along. Everybody, if somebody fight, everybody step out the way and let the people fight it out. Security now is armed. There's armed security in the bars. So if somebody starts shooting or whatever, okay, security got them. So the point is, Americans are trying to justify passively ruining America by saying they have to stay in the house because it's dangerous out there. Yet they are on these apps with their personal business on these apps. They are talking to strangers who can track them, hackers who might be tracking them while they're talking to them in the messengers. And they're saying, oh, I'm safer online. No, you're not. Your mental health is not safer. My mental health has always been safer in a karaoke bar. Always been safer there. I have never, ever had my mental health attacked the way it has been attacked on YouTube. It has been attacked so bad on these apps. My mental health has been attacked so bad on these apps that there's been a few times where it's been like, where I said, woo, child, if this is how the world is becoming, I'm better off dead then. If this is how toxic America is becoming, judging by these apps, I'm better off. I'm better off on the other side. I never felt that way when I was at karaoke. I never felt that way when I was going to nightclubs. I never felt that way. People trying to act like they safer. Oh, you're safer. You mean you can protect your toxicity? If you are like hardcore protecting your energy through phones and these apps, and you say whatever you want to say, you just using up your freedom of speech online, then you're probably protecting some toxicity you don't want to admit that you have. I believe a lot of people are not outside while these streets, while the clubs are empty. I believe people are using the gun violence as an excuse. There's always been gun violence. There's always been shootings. People are using that as an excuse to be able to abuse their freedom of speech. They want to abuse it, and they want to do it in peace. They want to disrespect people verbally and go ahead and log off the app and get away with it. They want to insult political parties and people's political choices and gender choices and marriage choices and race and body weight and age. They want to do all that and get away with it. I think they need to shut these apps down, all apps where people can chat. Lock up all the comments 3 days a week. YouTube needs to disable all comments for 3 days a week. Facebook needs to disable all comments 3 days a week. That'll discipline people with their energy. Maybe it'll get people to go offline and actually talk to people and clean up their personality. Instagram needs to go down, lock up their comments, their chats for about 3 days. If America really cared about the mental health of Americans, America would say the law, the political parties of America would say it's getting too toxic. So we want to lock up the comments on these apps at least 2 days a week. And the reason why they won't do it, our president and them won't do it because they're scared that the suicide rate is going to go up. If that is going to cause the suicide rate to go up, then that just goes to tell you how people are abusing these apps to run away from their problems and to dump and trauma dump on other people. Complete strangers. So they can't trauma dump on complete strangers. So now they're going to go ahead and jump off the London Bridge. That whole thing was toxic. When these comments and these apps are not for this, and I'm seeing Americans in this energy. I'm seeing Americans when I go to the UK groups, they be like, I ain't on YouTube. I'm not hating on YouTube. YouTube is actually highly abundant, but it's also highly abundant with toxicity. And at some point, something has to be done where the Americans have to be, I believe Americans need screen more on these apps. Because I don't see too many people even coming through here, through this channel with East Indian names attacking me. I don't see people coming through here with names that's like from the Ukraine or Arabic names or Egyptian names attacking me on here. What I see is Americans doing it. I just don't see it. I don't see nobody else really doing it. And then what gets me is Americans are all sitting around on these apps saying the world is going to hell in a handbasket. It sucks. It's toxic. And I'm like, you're hanging out online all the time, running your mouth. When's the last time you went to karaoke? Okay, you're contributing to the toxicity. Just all that talking you're doing online instead of offline. It's contributing to the toxicity. When I tell people I prefer the offline life, they think I'm crazy. The offline life is the glow up. It's the real glow up. This ain't no damn glow up. Your life online is not no glow up. I don't care how much money you're making. There ain't nothing like a glow up when you meet people in person. You could touch each other, hug each other, look into each other's eyes, smell each other. You can go to each other's house and have tea. It's more personal. It's more intimate. This here, all this online is toxic. And people willing to trade genuine connection just for some money and some views. It's wild. knowing that it's messing up their social skills. If you have social anxiety and you know you really never had it before, then it's because you're probably living in fantasy land on these apps too long. Fantasy land. Get off the fantasy land and get off and start living. Tuna ranch dressing on crackers. I'm going to get me some salad. I'm going to make me a chopped up salad to add on my crackers next time I have them. This is a very simple, boring lunch. Low calorie. 10 crackers, a can of tuna with some Lowry seasoning salt, a tablespoon of ranch dressing mixed in. Next time I'm going to chop up some vegetables and add in. But I'm having this V8. This V8 instead. And 2 strawberries. I like to keep my lunch small. I find that cutting back the food, eating a small lunch and a small dinner is easier to lose weight. Hans, you're not getting on this tuna. He smelled the tuna and came running in. Y'all hear Hans go, Mom? Hans came in and said, tuna. Hansie, I'm going to give you a snack, okay? But you're not getting none of my tuna. You want a treat, Bubba? Hansie? He went over there. You hear him eating, y'all? It's almost gone. The tuna's almost gone. So, it's lunchtime, y'all. I try to, I push my lunch up to 1 o'clock, 1:30. So, yeah, I feel like people are passively participating in ruining America. I think we have to stop sharing our beliefs. We have to stop sharing, we need secrets, y'all. We need more secrets. Everybody needs to start keeping the stuff to themselves. It doesn't, just because you're online don't mean you can just run your mouth about your beliefs. Some people take that personally even when you're online. And they'll go ahead and hack your email and stalk your crib and stuff all because your belief opposes theirs. I have beliefs I never share on this channel. Because I know some people will take it personally and maybe like, oh, I'm unsubbing from your channel. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You biased. You this, you that. So I don't share my beliefs. Share my beliefs about religion. I started getting jumped on this. But what gets me, don't eat, don't eat his food. Don't eat Hansie's food. No, Ace. Just because you're the biggest don't mean you eat his food. Nah. Nope. No. No. You know you need to lose weight. Nope. Don't eat their food. Nope. No. No. You're scaring them away from their own food. No. My alpha cat is bullying the other cats out of their food. Nope. No. Hold on, y'all. Roll out. Let Hansie eat his food. Here, Hans. Don't come for his food again, or you're going in the kitty cat carrier. Don't bully. No. Sorry, y'all. I gotta stand and watch because the alpha male will bully the younger ones out their food, and he's real big already. We don't want him any bigger. No. You're on a diet, buddy. You don't get to eat their food and your food no more. Nope. No. Yeah, your belly's going to touch the ground if I let you eat any more food. No. Ace, if I can't be fat, neither can you. I'm the boss, and I'm not allowed to be fat. No. You're nice and solid. You're not getting fat. Did y'all hear Ace? He protested, y'all. Did y'all hear him go meow? He protested against me not letting him eat no more food. No. Now, Baba, AC. AC, I love you, but you can't get fat. I don't want you fat, okay? Okay, Baba? All right? Yeah.